I just heard from a client who told me that she finally got it. We've been working with her on what to do when her two children, ages 5 and 3.5, almost 4, end up having conflicts at home. Her impetus, her natural inclination, was to jump in and to referee. And I had told her, you don't have to be judge, referee, umpire. What your job is to guide them skillfully with attunement through the 4 steps to conflict resolution. And the 4 steps: what happened, how do you feel, what solutions can we try, and 4th step, final, is for the adult to follow up. Well, she had a really hard time with this because it felt like it all happened so fast, and it does. And she felt like they had difficulty following along, and they will until they get used to it. It's a habit. It's something they need to learn. So we need to be what? Consistent. And that's the most difficult thing. 4 steps to conflict resolution, walking them through a framework that they can rely on, that they learn to count on and to predict will be happening whenever conflicts arise. So what happened? Both kids get to say what happened, not just the adult. So if you didn't see the challenge, totally fine, because they're going to say what happened. And even if they confabulate or they outright lie, they got it wrong, it's what their best effort is to convey what happened. How do you feel? Everyone gets to say how they feel. And if they can't, you offer. Looks like maybe you felt this, or sounds like you're feeling really this. Again, even if it's not the right emotion, it's the effort to tune in intrapersonally for the child and interpersonally, child to child, adult to child, to help them consider, identify, understand, and express their feelings. There's a feeling behind every challenging behavior, and most of the time, cross-culturally, cross-gender, we rush to solve the problem without even considering the feeling. Solutions in this framework don't come until the 3rd step. 3rd step, what solutions can we try? So instead of the adult saying, he gets it first, you need to go away, all these directions and corrections, we involve the children and say, what solutions do you think we can try? And you can have a solution kit, which is a visual display of solutions that's like in a book format that the kids can look at and they can choose. That's super helpful. Visuals are fantastic. And it needs to be that the children are looking through. The children are trying to decide. Of course, the adult's there to try to help them make that decision, even weigh in. Seems like trading would be a good option. What do you guys think? But we don't lead with that. We know how to solve conflicts. Well, we think we do anyway, but we want to teach them how. And then the final step, the follow-up, is really important, because even if the children's solution is they decided to trade, say, or take turns, or walk away, we want to make sure we go back to each child and just have a check-in to make sure that they actually have connected their lid isn't flipped, that they feel good about their choice. And you can do that in several ways. One is you can say, how do you feel now? Another is you can say, wow, you worked really hard to solve that problem with your sister. And then just see if there's any residue, any leftover. You'll get a sense. They might say something very bad about their sister, or they might be crying. So we want to know, just because they resolve the problem doesn't mean the conflict is over. Did you ever kind of just get stuck with something, even though you made a decision about what to do, but the residue was there? That's energy and emotion, which can lead to shifts in physiological states. So it's important for us to check in with our children, and you don't have to rehash the whole thing. This final step I have to really guide adults through. So I'm just introducing it to you now, but it's an important piece, because the thing I hear all the time is, she hit him out of nowhere. Behavior never comes out of nowhere. It feels like it does, but there's always a trigger. And sometimes that trigger can be an earlier conflict led to a state change and the child never fully resolved it, because we were just on to the next thing, or an adult came in and said, he uses it first, she uses that, everybody go their own way. Even if the adult's completely attuned, someone could still be in that activated state and they didn't get back to an integrated state where all parts of their brain are fully connected. If you want to hear more about this, you can visit my website, consulting.laurafishtherapy.com, or email me if you have any other questions. This is an introduction. It's way more complicated than that, but the steps are simple. It's just not easy to always implement them. Here on YouTube, you'll also see videos of me coaching teachers through this process. You'll see Teacher Angelica or Teacher Brittany actually doing the 4 steps to conflict resolution. So check around on my videos and see if you can find them here.